我是澳洲人，不好意思，我的普通话说得不太好，所以现在要用英文做这个presentation. I'm very honored to be speaking to all of you at this Red Date Global Partnership Conference. What I would like to do is to share with you what we see as the challenges and opportunities in Hong Kong, especially through innovation and digitalization after COVID. Let me just briefly introduce who we are. The Financial Services Development Council, FSDC, was first set up by the Hong Kong government back in 2013 as a policy think tank, as well as a bridge between the government and the industry. We have three main objectives, mainly policy research, of course, market promotion, and human capital development. Over the years, we have published 50 research papers with over 160 policy recommendations. Luckily for us, 73% of our recommendations have been adopted by the government and regulators. Just to name a few, the weighted voting right, the whole green finance and ESG policy framework of the Hong Kong government, for example. In terms of market promotion, we speak at major events such as this one, so it's really my privilege. Thank you again. And then in terms of human capital, we have a lot of initiatives targeting university students and young professionals. And also we've been administrating 2 job creation schemes sponsored by the Hong Kong government. Now, let's look at the business landscape of Hong Kong. There are a lot of statistics here, so I'm not going to go through all of them, but what I want to highlight here is the resilience as well as the strength of Hong Kong as an international financial center. In fact, you could say Hong Kong is China's international financial center because we have so many Connect schemes. As we all know, Stock Connect that's been very successful. And yes, recently, we have this Southbound Connect announced as well as the Wealth Management Connect. And in terms of fundraising ability, we were actually ranked second in terms of amount raised through IPO last year. And out of the last 12 years, we were ranked 7 times as the first IPO fundraising center. And globally, we were ranked 4th in terms of the financial index. Now, again, there are a lot of numbers here. In fact, China probably better than I do. But what I want to highlight is the role of Hong Kong in this innovative digitalization trend. First of all, you look at China. In terms of unicorns, we were ranked just behind the US. But if you look at the Greater Bay Area, GBA, 43 unicorns are based in GBA. That accounts for 19% of the China number. And most importantly, Shenzhen, Hong Kong, and Guangzhou are classified as the #2 innovative cluster in the world by the Global Innovative Index. So this is, again, highlighting the importance of Hong Kong and Greater Bay Area. We all talk about fintech. Actually, fintech is a marriage of finance and technology. And Hong Kong being an international financial center and GBA as an innovative hub for China. And that combination really makes Hong Kong as a global platform for developing fintech, especially the application of China fintech to the rest of the world. Now, in terms of digitalization, again, taking Hong Kong as an example, 70% of our companies have decided to accelerate, fast track their digitalization process. And in terms of application, you can just look at the number of mobile subscribers in Hong Kong is actually almost 3 times of our population. We also talk about big data. Again, China is very advanced as the world's most advanced e-commerce market and definitely utilizes a lot of big data. In Hong Kong, we also very well established in this area. In fact, in terms of facial recognition, the Hong Kong startup, I'm sure you all know the firm that I mean, is a world-leading developer as well as innovator in facial recognition and using big data. And in terms of blockchain, actually, this is also very important. Hong Kong, actually, in terms of crypto exchange transaction volume, is ranked number 2 in the world, just after the US. And 20% of the world's top crypto exchanges actually have presence in Hong Kong. And as you may know, the Hong Kong government recently concluded a consultation to look at how the crypto, or in fact the virtual asset service provider industry, we call it the VASP, can be properly regulated in Hong Kong. Because we do believe blockchain has a very important role to play in the future of finance. We all talk about decentralized finance, DeFi. I think this is a irreversible trend. And also, I'm sure there are a lot of experts among all of you. So I don't need to explain the difference between crypto and blockchain. But blockchain is really the technology that we all believe in, and that will drive the future of modern finance and fintech in particular. On that note, you can see that even the Hong Kong MA, the Monetary Authority in Hong Kong, working with BIS. To develop the digitalized green bond market. So it's a digital green bond. That's another new trend that we are seeing in Hong Kong. So let's look at opportunities. Right? When we talk about fintech, you could say that there are 5 major areas that we can look at. I'll try to quickly go through some of the key salient points. For all these technology, especially when it comes to financial market, KYC, AML are very important. And most importantly nowadays is actually data. We talk about big data just now, and obviously we have to consider AI as well. Ultimately, it's all about data. So how do we connect the mainland commercial as well as individual data with the rest of the world, the global financial market? I think this is a role that Hong Kong can play. It's another example of Hong Kong being a super connector, linking up the mainland China market with the rest of the world. So we've talked about Bond Connect, Stock Connect. Maybe we should really look at Data Connect as well. And again, I believe blockchain has a key role to play in this Data Connect concept. We talked about AML early on, especially in the crypto world. A lot of people are concerned about AML, KYC, and that's why we believe RegTech is very important. It's not just for traditional finance, but also for the future of fintech. And with data, again, coming back to this important area. Cybersecurity is really an opportunity as well as a threat, because Hong Kong being an international financial center is definitely a prime target for cybercrime. But at the same time, it also means that Hong Kong has an opportunity to develop a more holistic cyber security framework. And this is something we've recommended to the government recently in a paper we published. Now, talking about opportunities, right? We know, digital payment is a key. Again, China, is very advanced. But in Hong Kong, we've also introduced a virtual bank. In fact, recently the government introduced this consumption coupon, encouraging citizens to use, the digital wallet for, using these digital vouchers for spending. So this is an example of how Hong Kong is trying to drive this digital payment initiative. And again, Hong Kong has a very key role to play. We have got some unicorns that are Hong Kong-based, offering B2B e-payment ecosystem to global financial institutions around the world. Now, we talked about virtual banks earlier, wealth management, but another area I want to highlight is the capital market. Right, this Hong Kong Stock Exchange recently issued a new initiative called FINI. Basically, is trying to modernize, digitalize our IPO settlement process. And in future, we do want to, go for completely paperless financial transaction processing. GBA. The opportunities are there. There are a lot of numbers here that you can read at your own leisure. But what I want to highlight is the importance of this Wealth Management Connect, because it is for the first time that overseas product can be sold to retail investors in China, not on a product-by-product basis. And I want to highlight again the role that Hong Kong is playing in this important breakthrough. Is being a risk management hub, because only retail funds that are authorized by the Securities and Futures Commission in Hong Kong that will be eligible for this scheme. But it really is quite a major breakthrough in connecting the wealth management market, in fact, the wealth market, you could say, between China and the rest of the world. Now, I have to say something about CBDC. Again, China being the first country to introduce digital currency with a retail application and being trialed live as well. But Hong Kong is also going to introduce our own version of e-Hong Kong dollar. And again, here we believe Hong Kong has another super connector role to play. That is promoting renminbi internationalization with the introduction of eCNY. I think this is going to change the landscape over time drastically. But if we have time in other occasions, I would love to explore this more with all of you. But I think watch this space is going to affect how I would say fintech is going to develop going forward. Now, just to conclude, I've said a lot about Hong Kong as a super connector in terms of the financial market, but I also want to highlight legal services is also important because we're talking about cross-boundary, cross-border deals, global as well as within GBA between Hong Kong and mainland China, and this connecting professionals across the boundary is very important. Something we should consider more. That is mutual recognition of professional qualification. So, finally, fittingly, I think we have to look at blockchain. I highlight some of the opportunities, but I believe we should develop internet version of blockchain that links all different blockchain technologies together to make it truly a global platform, enabling seamless cross-boundary, cross-border transaction going forward. Thank you.